Hey everybody, it's been a while. It's the Cursing Seamstress. Today is June, I believe it's the 2nd, it's Sunday. I am on my way out to church in just a few minutes, but I apologize for not, making some videos earlier. I'm teaching online right now, and I start teaching in person this coming Thursday. For about 6 hours a day, 4 days a week, which will be interesting. But I've been sewing, and I'll just go through a few things that I have been doing. Years ago, probably about 6 years ago, I bought some fabric online, and based on the description, I thought it was going to be a good fabric to work with and sew some stuff for myself with, but as it turned out, that was not the case at all. It ended up being a polyester fabric that is absolutely reminiscent of a fabric that a house coat I had when I was in elementary school was made of. And you may recognize fabric like this. This is what it looks like. It's a quilted polyester, and the inside is so picky and stringy and horrible that even the minimally rough fingernail, anything will catch on it. And plus the color, it's a very fluorescent sort of a, it's actually showing up more orange, but it's a melon color, coral, very fluorescent coral color. But one of my goals is to clean out my fabric. And so I've really been doing a pretty good job of that. And so again, the family at church that I sew for, it's two little girls now, and a 14-year-old girl who's a little harder to sew for because it takes up more fabric, and the littler girls, it's easier to have remnants left over to, it's kind of redundant, isn't it? Leftover remnants, but it's easier to find a bit of fabric to, make something. So this is for the little 4-year-old. These are, I think these actually are a pajama bottom pattern, very simple. I think it's a Simplicity pattern, but maybe she can get some wear out of this. Again, it's terrible fabric. This is for the 14-year-old girl. This is a pattern made by Love Notions. It's the, I forgot what the name of it is. Cozy Robe, maybe, something like that. Comfort Robe, I believe. So this is what it looks like. And the fabric is not hard to sew with at all. I've got a FAF machine, and it's got that IDT system in there where it's a little thing that you can pull down and connect that feeds the fabric evenly from top to bottom. But anyway, I put one pocket. It called for two. Very simple. You put the sleeves in on the flat. This piece here is one. It's two. You sew two pieces together, but this piece in the front is contiguous to finish off the front. It finishes, pretty nicely. So it has a pocket and it has a tie. So it came out really well. I've made this before, I think 2 or 3 other times. I've made 2 for my grandboy, once when he was about 7, and then again not too long ago. I made a size, he's 11 now, and he wears a size 14, so I think I made a size 12, and the robe still fits him. That was out of fleece. So again, and the marks that you might see on this are just the Crayola washable markers that I use rather than chalk or anything else. I don't do notches at all. Again, using up fabric. I bought this fabric I don't even know how long ago. It's cute fabric. It's chickens and cows and things like that with a, you know, the kind of fencing that they use for pins and things like that on top of the animals. And so this is the same pair of pajamas for the little 4-year-old. And this is like a quilting cotton. It's just wonderful to sew with. And then one of the favorite things that I have, one of the favorite patterns that I have is the Patterns for Pirates. Oh, I forgot what they're called. It's this pattern right here, and it's not going to be on here, but it's a modern cut. It goes down lower in the front, higher in the back. It's you cut 2 of these, and you know, it folds over to be sewn together for one leg. So I'll try to remember. I've talked about that pattern before. It's just such a nice pattern. So this is another. This is for the 14-year-old girl using that pattern and the same fabric that I was just talking about. So that's that. And she likes these a lot. Her mom says that they're used for sleep shorts, and that she really likes them. So that's that. I've got a bunch of other stuff that I've sewn, and I'll show you this. I won't be able to remember what pattern this is. I think it's a Colette pattern that I've had for a long time. It is a wrap bodice. It's called the Wren by Colette Patterns, which I think is now, I forgot the other name of the pattern company that it's Seamwork, I think. So, but anyway, I think that it came out fine. It's cute. I have not worn it. The one thing I'll say about this pattern is that the crossover here, I think they call it a supplice, gives you good coverage. So when you put it on, it does cover up everything. You're not going to be having to pin anything to keep it closed. So that's good for modest dressing. The bottom piece comes in 3 sections for both the front and the back. The sleeves were, I'm trying to think if these were put in on the flat. And I can check. No, they're set in sleeves, which is fine. What I do not like about this pattern, first of all, the picture on the website is misleading because looking at the photograph, not the line art, but the photograph, you see this as a more of a hip hugging pencil skirt line, and it is not. It's an A line. So I was a little bit disappointed in that. I was hoping for the more of the pencil skirt look. Not tight, but just more shape to the hips. That was disappointing. The other thing I didn't like, and I'll show this to you, it's this part right here. So, and the way you finish off the back is by just turning it over. I do not like that at all. It's a pain in the neck. I don't think it looks good. I didn't serge it. If I had paid attention better, I would have serged this first, and then what you do is you attach the bodice, which is gathered here, to this, but you can see where it attaches. So rather than having like a facing that connects all the way around this, it connects right here with 2 separate seams. The only thing, and it's okay, I mean, I'm gonna wear it, but the only thing I thought about doing was to stitch to make sure it meets perfectly and then stitch across here. And I might do that, but I don't know. Don't know. This will not be a favorite dress of mine, I don't think. I had a hard time sewing this fabric. This is from Joann Fabrics, and it is the most buttery soft. It feels very much like a quality knit. The color is beautiful. I made my daughter some of the Patterns for Pirates shorts like I just showed you that I made for the little 14-year-old out of this fabric. But it took me a while to get the knack of sewing with this particular knit. So I will share this, and I've said this before, but it is so true. Make friends with the amount of weight of your presser foot. So on the Pfaff, it's a digital adjustment. I just go into, there's a little thing that looks like tools. I press that, and then there is the option to adjust the weight of the presser foot. So for things like knits that want to get stuck down into the bobbin area, if you increase the weight, and I did all the way up to its maximum setting, which is 9, it will feed the fabric in without bunching it up down into the bobbin area and having you have to open up the bobbin case and pull out everything. And it also feeds better. So try that. Hopefully you'll have that. Sometimes, like on my serger, that's another thing for your serger also, it should suck the fabric right in when you put the fabric up to the presser foot. If it doesn't, you might want to adjust the weight. And so on both my sergers, it's a manual setting. It's an actual twisty screw thing on the top to do that. So if you're having trouble with that, mess around with that. You can do both ways. If you're having a fabric that's just not sewing well, you may have to loosen and have a lesser weight. But I think that probably gets overlooked, and most people don't even think about the weight of the presser foot. All right, let's think about anything I've been doing. My grandson is going to boarding school. He is 16 years old. He just turned 16, so he is an official licensed driver. He can drive by himself up until 9 o'clock at night. He can carry passengers. I think he can carry one passenger in the car who is younger than he is, someone who's not a licensed driver. So he's very responsible, but he was accepted to a pretty prestigious boarding school free because he's really smart. So we're going to miss him. He's going to be leaving in August. So to relate that to sewing, he is going to need some pajamas, at least pajama bottoms. So he's pretty much six foot tall. My husband was 6'4". My daughter is 6 feet tall. His father, Griffin's father, is 6'2", I think. So he's going to be a tall person. He's already tall. I've been making pajama bottoms, and I don't have a pair to show you right here. I couldn't use that pink fluorescent. He wouldn't go for that. But I did just order some. Is Joann going out of business everywhere, or is it just some stores? I got an email, so they're having a big sale. So I ordered some flannel plaid. It's got an orange and blue, and he's a redhead, so he looks really good in both those colors. So we try to stay away from red for him, but go with more oranges, blues, greens. So I ordered that, and that should be here within the next few days. I'm going to make him another pair of pajama bottoms that he can wear with a t-shirt. And I also made for both the grand boys, I like 5 out of 4 patterns, and I made the Daniel shorts. They are shorts that are for knit fabric. They are very simple with an elastic waistband. You do have the option of putting in an additional tie with either buttonholes or grommets. I left that out, and I just did the elastic because I'm a lazy person. And so I made a pair of those for both boys. And so they can be worn as loungewear, or again, you can go out wearing them doing sports or whatever you want to do. So, and they both like them. So, you know, the older kids get, the harder it is to satisfy them. It's just the way it is. I was the same way. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm having a good time sewing. I've done some embroidery. I'll show you one thing that I've done. I started making these little door hangy things, and this is for a county that I don't live in, but it's not too far away. And so I like cotton bowls. I was born in Georgia, and cotton is still something that's grown here in the South. So I found this photo and I digitized it using Embird, E-M-B-I-R-D, which is a digitizing software. And you digitize the whatever you want to digitize, and you can create an embroidery file, which for my FAF machine is the extension is VIP3, or my digitizing software can read any software, any format for an embroidery machine. So, but I thought this was pretty, and so the place where I sell stuff is in Gates County, and so hopefully somebody who is into farming or appreciates the farming business will buy this. I made a bunch of these. I can't remember if I did a video. I think I might have, for the local rodeo that's also in Gates County. I can't remember if I showed those or not, but they were very, very similar, only I had rodeo sayings that I had digitized on there. And I actually don't know if any of those sold or not. So that's all I know. I hope you'll bear with me if I can get through the next 3 weeks of 6 hours a day with 14-year-old, 15-year-old students. I'll be good, and then I don't go back until August. So, and the online course ends in July, I think. So that's all I can think of. I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll be back with some more stuff that I've sewn, and I hope you have a really good Father's Day for all of you families out there, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.